Oh, I'm I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bump into you. No, it really is my fault. I can be clumsy sometimes. I mean, I'm surprised that I didn't collide with someone earlier. So, I'm sorry. I didn't disrupt you in any way, did I? I didn't. That's good to hear. I would have hated to have disrupted you. Uh, just anyone in general, really. It's such a bother. Well, I think I'm holding you up, aren't I? So I'll just get out of your way. I'm sorry. Oh, hey, I didn't notice you there. No, yeah. I remember you from earlier today. Yeah, I didn't know you went this route. I mean, I typically take this bus, and I don't think I've ever seen you on this. But, I mean, hey, I guess it's just that I've never taken notice of you until today, maybe. Oh, you had to change routes today because you couldn't catch your regular bus? Well, I hope that I wasn't the cause of this. You know, me bumping into you and all. Oh, I didn't. It was just that the bus was too crowded and you couldn't get on. That makes sense. I've heard that time for the buses often is so crowded that you could see two people uh, in front of you and two people behind, but no more than that. Which has always been a crazy idea to me. I mean, imagine if you could only really see the people directly in front of you. Something crazy could be going on. Someone crazy could be watching you, and you could never tell. Well, I guess you can imagine, because you travel that route, the craziness of a packed bus. But still, it must be crazy. Oh well, I shouldn't bother you too much about that. Anyways, how's your day? That's good to hear. That is certainly good to hear. Although, maybe I shouldn't be saying that it's good to hear, should I? I have known you for, well, a very short time. No more than a couple minutes, at most. I would guess. And for all I know, you could be a serial stalker or a murderer who has committed a heinous crime. Maybe a good day to you is a bad day to many. But who knows? Yeah, of course. I'm kidding. From what I have gleaned, you are an amazingly nice person. And I hope that any more information I learn about you would reinforce that. Oh, I mean, I might not even learn anything more about you. We are not likely to bump into each other again, if I had to guess. But even then, how many times could that possibly happen? Certainly not enough to build up a portfolio of knowledge. I don't think, at least. Yeah, I suppose that is just the way things are, sometimes. Well, anyways, it would seem as if this is my stop. So maybe one day we will cross paths again? Huh? This is your stop too? That is a very strange coincidence. Well, if this is not too intrusive, perhaps I can walk with you until one of us reaches our destination. You know, just for the safety of it. Well, I suppose that sounds a little suspicious coming from a stranger who you hadn't even met within a 12-hour period today. But I can promise you, I'm harmless. I mean, look at me. I'm practically skin and bones, and, well, my stature certainly isn't anything either. Thank you. But still, my point stands. So, do you accept my offer? Oh, well, suppose I hadn't considered that. I just thought with how many coincidental overlays there have been, that there would be this final act of universal coincidence. But of course, I could be wrong. I'll leave it to chance. If we walk different paths, then we shall walk different paths. It does sound very idealistic, doesn't it? But I'm glad to hear that you accept. Perhaps this can be the start of an amazing friendship. Yes, perhaps. Would you like to shake on it? Make it official? Then we certainly have a deal. Well, then, let's get home, shall we? Oh, it would seem as if we are going on continuing paths. Mighty strange that our paths would continue to cross in such a way. Fate? I suppose you could say that. Oh well, I don't live too far down this way. You don't either. That is very interesting. Well, I suppose while we walk, you don't mind me asking, a couple of questions, do you? Oh, well, I don't know. If we're going to be friends, which I certainly hope we can be, I thought I would just take some time to learn a little bit more about you. If we're going to be walking, because I think I just value knowledge and friendship. I like to know my friends, I suppose you could say. Alright, well, ask away. So, you have any hobbies? Oh, that is certainly very interesting. I've I've considered possibly going into that, but I could never find, like, the proper ground to enter. But it seems like you have, and that is excellent for you. Oh, me? Well, I don't have too many hobbies. I guess one thing I very much like to do is birdwatch. There's something just so invigorating to me about observing an unknowing creature like a bird in its natural habitat and majesty just flutter and fly around, trying to spot all the rare kinds. Oh, but that's just a little bit weird, I guess. I know plenty of people who birdwatch myself, but I suppose that's because I birdwatch, don't I? Oh, well, I'm glad to hear you think it's interesting. Let me see, any more questions? Do you, are you watching anything interesting, particularly these days? Ah, that makes sense. Well, that's good to hear. Oh, me, I don't really watch TV. And even if I watch many of the streaming services, I just think it's a bit out of my reach, pay grade wise. I could afford it if I go without other things, you know. I mean, I certainly can watch any streaming service that is free with ads, but oh, that's so annoying But I shouldn't ramble. Oh, this is very intrusive, I guess. But how is your love life? I know, it's pretty intrusive. But, it's not like it could hurt to ask. I mean, you don't have to tell me. If you don't feel comfortable just yet, maybe I'll get you to a point of comfort. Maybe not. Who knows? But, I just ask because, as of recent, surprisingly enough, a man of my age having trouble, oh, you would be surprised, wouldn't you? I'm joking, but no, I've been trying to build up the courage to talk to someone at my work, who, well, so admirable to me, but I just haven't been able to do it. Advice? Well, perhaps I'll have to take you up on that. Oh, wait a minute. You live in this apartment building? It's crazy because I also live in here. But you live in this apartment building. I don't believe you. You don't look dressed to be in such a place. You far outrank this shabby little apartment complex. Come on. And your looks, too. I think you're underselling yourself with this place, but I suppose I can't complain either. I live here, too. Well, of course you haven't. Do you know how many people live in this building? Can you name them all? Have you seen them all? Hell, I sure can't. Plus, as it would seem, we have schedules which are similar but don't intersect. At the very least, that's what it appears to be. I think I probably just leave for work a little later than you do. Or maybe a little earlier. Who knows? Oh, well, I suppose I should ask you, before we go in, what floor you are on. No way. That's the same floor as me. And your apartment number? That's the one right next to mine. Yeah, this is crazy. I don't know how we haven't met before, but, well, I suppose, instead of speculating on that, we should just go up, shouldn't we? Well, there it is. We really do live right next to each other. Oh, hey, before you go in, I would like to invite you right now to my apartment. Neighborly greeting, I suppose. I had recently bought a cake for my birthday. I know. It's crazy. You really should only be doing that if you're a child, but, I thought, might as well treat myself. Of course, it is a rather small cake, because I expected very few people at my job to want any. But I brought it anyways, and, well, let's just say nobody wanted anything. I didn't even really notice it was my birthday, but hey, that's besides the point. So, I have this cake, which I haven't eaten, because I don't want to be the guy who eats a cake on his own. So, as a warm gesture, I offer you a piece of cake. We can eat it in my apartment. Oh, alright. Just come in and have a seat at the counter. I will get you the cake, so You just need to relax. Oh, what is that? I don't think I heard a sound. Oh, don't worry. I'm getting the cake. Trust me, it is amazing. But there is a good bit of sugar. I think it might knock you out cold after a quick sugar rush, if you are not careful. Oh, I have your cake right here. Oh, you're awake. I hope I didn't hit your head too hard. I wouldn't want for my new husband to have a little bit of brain damage now, would I? Oh, you seem so confused. Let me explain. This is not the first time I have noticed you, but it might be the first time you have noticed me, which honestly shouldn't be the case. We work at the same office after all, but regardless, I have always admired you as this valiant, high up, which could bring me monetary and social success if I just worked hard enough. Just worked hard enough for you, but that never came. I was almost there, but every bit of the way I seemed to be thwarted. I mean, really, it seemed as if you never even knew I existed, but you should have. I worked the hardest. If it weren't for that cheating bitch in accounting, I would have had Employee of the Month, and then I would have had your recognition. But I'm getting sidetracked, aren't I? I need to explain to you why you're here. Well, I also sought your love, which I knew I could get. I just needed to perfect myself. So I started searching out what you look for in a man. And wow, you post some explicit, grotesque things on your less public accounts. But short and fit is what I saw, and that's what I could go for. So I made myself to be the man of your dreams. The man you could, as you have said many times, in the anonymity of the internet, pin down and make submit your every wicked desires. But still, that wasn't enough. You never noticed me. So, I moved next door. Still not acknowledged by you. I started traveling the same route to work as you. Still nothing. It must have been those crowded buses. Can't see 2 people in front of you, 2 people behind. But today, today, I knew you wouldn't be at work, so I struck. All those coincidences and encounters, it must have been fate. No, nothing is fate. I just knew you so well and desired you so much that I made it work. So now, you have your husband. Your perfect little boy that can bend to your very will. Well, not just yet. I have to make sure that you'll also be my husband forever. That you'll stay the man which I will admire and aid and assist in his future endeavors. That I can help grow and better. As of now, I am not willing to take my chances. But perhaps in the morning. Regardless, I shall keep you company tonight, and for the future nights to come. It's not like I haven't watched you sleep through your walls before. It's just now, with you chained to my bed. I don't have a wall separating me from my beloved, dear husband. With all that said, I am mighty tired. I made sure to take the next couple weeks off. I built up enough vacation days to hopefully convince you, and to certainly stay by your side. You should be good too, anyways. I know you were preparing yourself for a break, but you have less time than I do when it comes to the clock of your job. Hopefully, I'll have you convinced by then. Anyways, good night, dear. I love you so much, and I am very much tired.